Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Stand on your square with women. And this some game, y'all. This some game, man. Because one of the things, this is a very common scenario, and this even happens with dudes who consider themselves alpha, right? Or might even be alpha, right? You meet a woman someplace, right? She real cool with you, right? She seem like it's shit going someplace. Then all of a sudden, she just lose interest. Like all of a sudden, the thing goes down. Now, what happens usually, a lot of guys, even some alphas, they get upset over that shit. They don't, it's everybody when they get on these videos and something and they telling somebody what happened, they like, man, I just charged it to the game. Many of y'all know y'all get upset over that shit. You get upset, you like what happened or something. I even get dudes, some dudes will hit me up. They normally players, but then they want to know what happened with this particular woman, why she acting kind of silly. This shit happens. But you gotta stand on your square with it, right? Cause then funny thing happens. She might be the type, she ain't saying anything for a little bit to you and be real cool, but then she real friendly to you. Right? This what made me think about this. Like, in my area, since I'm lazy about cooking at home, and I work out in my home, so I'll go out. Get something to eat, just because, right? And meet some people at like little places around the area, right? And I get some women, and they showing some interest, some young girls, some stuff like that. Beyond what they got to do for. To get a good tip, especially in situations where they're not serving me anyway. That's how you really know, right? So, hey, once she was real friendly to me until she found out what I did, right? And I guess it wasn't impressive to her, right? Because I said, I was like, I'm a writer and stuff, and all of a sudden she got less friendly. And that you know what? I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, oh, okay, I see what you about, right? And didn't say anything. If I go in the same place and I just, be polite, wouldn't say anything for a few months. Right? Wouldn't go out my way, or she wouldn't go out her way. All of a sudden, saw the other day, it got extremely friendly, like spending time and all that, right? And like I said, this wasn't somebody who usually served me or anything. So, she had to go out her way. And so I'm sitting there and I'm just like, oh, okay. I'm laughing about it. I'm like, whatever. I get that shit all the time, right? My point is, the thing is, I never showed any change, all right? When you're dealing with women, no matter what they do, you stand on your square. You stay who you gonna be. And I've done that with a lot of women. They're like at clubs and stuff, right? When I used to go to clubs all the time, I talk to a woman. And, she might be like, hey, and, she ain't really giving a play. And I'll be like, oh, okay, you have a nice day. And I've had more than a couple times, I would do that and just didn't show any reaction to it. Like a negative reaction. Because some dudes be like, well, bitch, anyway, getting mad. That make them second guess this shit. If a woman shows some type of rejection to you, right? She shows some type of rejection. Right? And you just like whatever. You just cool, even to the point like you see the person again, like, hey, how you doing? Like it's nothing, like it's just casual. And because what happens is women choose. Women choose, right? But they can always change their mind and they can always second guess themselves. And then they start wondering. Because what that is, if you stay cool, then they start wondering about themselves. That turns it back on. Like if a woman gives you some indication she might reject you or show any interest, a lot of guys ready to call her a bitch. They ready to say all this. They show some visible reaction to it. She feel justified then. But if you still cool about it, you calm, and they be sitting back, they be like, hold up. I done rejected this dude, but he's still cool. And I've actually had women say that. Because I'm going to tell you a little secret about me, too. I'm a little bit calmer with it now. Because people see me, Rom, you just calm and everything. I was blunt as fuck when I was younger. I was blunt. I was like, whatever. I mean, seriously, to the point of being crude, too. Man, I wasn't like one of those dudes. But with that, and a lot of times, there was a lot of times I meet a woman, and the shit'll start off negative. I remember this one sister, right? We didn't go out or anything, though. And I'm gonna be honest, I think if we had worked together just a little bit longer, or I didn't happen to get a girlfriend at the time, I think me and her would have did something. Because I never forget. And that's the one woman I wouldn't mind running into to see how she doing again. Because I remember when she was on a job I was on. I was to train her on the job, right? She came in with a fucking attitude. I was like, shit. I mean, attitude like she didn't like me. I found out later that she heard some negative stuff about me. That happens. You don't play this game without getting some negative shit, right? But she was to the point. I mean, it was crazy. And I remember it was to a point on the job, like that first day, like if I was like some petty little motherfucker, I could have probably got her fired. I could have just said something to a manager. But I was like, I looked at her. She's like, no, fuck. I said, me and you gonna be great friends. And I wasn't being facetious or anything. That pissed her off some more, right? I say it took maybe about 3 months. Because I never changed whenever I said, hey, how you doing? I was polite to her like a coworker, right? But I ain't go out my way to talk to her beyond that, right? I just stayed calm. It got to the point she was bragging to people. Like, yeah, me and Rom started off bad, but now me and him are real cool. Like, she was actually a sweetie. She was actually a sweetie once she got past her shit. She was actually a real sweetie. One of the best people you ever want to know. And like I said, I got some indication on what it was, and that's almost another video and stuff, man. Sometimes people gonna come at you just because of what somebody else said. So she thought I was a certain way, so she came at me that way, kind of defensive. But when she got to see me and everything, because I stood on my square, I didn't get mad at her or anything. Like I said, I stayed polite with her, I stayed cool. I ain't go out my way to talk to her. But, if I had to do some work around her or something, I just did the shit, and I was just me. And she had time to sit back and see what's up. So she was the one telling people, me and Rom cool, and then to the point she let me know some stuff. Like, she'd be like, yeah, that person over there, yeah, they just doing this, that, and the third. They saying this about you or whatever. She was real cool. Like I said, real sweet once you got past the bullshit. Real sweet, right? But the key there was I stood on my square. And you got to do that. I've had sex with other women who, they didn't like me at first. In fact, this other player say, man, Rom, I don't know how you do it. You be pissing these women off at first. Then all of a sudden they want to suck your dick. But the thing is consistency. The thing is I was authentic. I was real. I made them second guess themselves without even trying. That wasn't a game on my part, or I wasn't saying, well, I'm going to make her second guess me. That wasn't it at all. What it was, look, this is how Rom going to do it. This is how I'm going to be. And I'm going to be that way. I'm living with that with all women because they got to, let me tell you what. I've lost count of how many women had some negative thing. They've been mad at me, whatever. I'm just like, whatever. Because the only thing I tell women, if you can think whatever you want about me, as long as you don't actively try to hurt me, like physically try to hurt me, because you can't hurt me emotionally anyway. As long as I'm good with you. You can think whatever. I've driven some women crazy. I mean, seriously, I've lost count of how many women have been that way, and then all of a sudden they come back and they like, hey, what's up? And it's always the same thing. I stood on my square and say, this is who I am. Because the one thing that really turns a woman on about a man, and we've talked about this, there's some who advocate like lying to women and stuff. I mean, that's a normal thing. That's that type of game is old as time. But there's others like advocate just being straight up with and the straight up ain't even in what you're saying, but just in your behavior. Because a woman, trust me, a woman checking you out even when you don't think she checking you out. And that's something I always understood, always know. So I just say, you know what? I don't know what the fuck she want anyway, so I'm just gonna do me. And that's how it is. I always stood on my square. So that's it for today, y'all. Get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.